Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our chats with Emily as we are calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We are in the Johnson edition and we turn now to poem 658, Whole Gulfs of Red and Fleets of Red. We're back to another sunset poem. We're back to poem 128 if you want to write that one down. Our assumption is that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net down that left-hand side, chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you worked our set of introductory comments as well as the preceding 657 poems. We just finished with 657, I Dwell in Possibility. Here we will see the drama of nature. Sunset will actually be mentioned in 25 of Emily's poems. Here, the word doesn't appear. It's almost like one of her nature riddle poems, but we clearly know it is sunset that she is referencing. Whole gulfs of red and fleets of red and crews of solid blood did place about the west tonight as 'twere specific ground, and they, appointed creatures in authorized arrays, do promptly as a drama that bows and disappears. Now, Emily may be channeling Sir Walter Raleigh's classic What is Our Life? A Play of Passion. We'll finish maybe our lecture here by looking at it that way. Notice though, she's talking about sunset and blood and red. And we're back to poem 656, aren't we? And the idea that the name of it is autumn. And again, to think she wrote this poem during the crisis of the American Civil War and the horrific death and wounding that was a part of that. Not just wounding to the individual soldiers, but obviously wounding to the country and the fabric of the culture as well. Notice she'll say it, whole gulfs of red and fleets of red and crews, notice her trinity here, of solid blood. Did you guys see that sunset the other evening? So magnificent, so majestic, and that sunset kind of blew so many of us away with all of the colorations of red. Notice all of that did place about the west tonight. Notice the immediacy of this poem. One of the reasons we called our series Chats with Emily is the immediacy of so many different poems. She basically seems to be saying, hey, did you see that sunset tonight? Wasn't that amazing? Her use of the word tonight, I think, makes this poem even that much more accessible to us. And she says it as 'twere specific ground. Now circle the word ground and write the word stage, because we're going to get to drama here in a little bit. In other words, the drama of nature. And they, appointed creatures, the actors, in authorized arrays, everyone has their role, do promptly as a drama. You'll remember drama from our study of 531. We'll see it again in 664. And again, drama will be mentioned in 741, 1349, 1482, 1501. We don't have a lot of records that Emily spent a lot of time on the stage or going to see the stage, and yet we know that she loved her Shakespeare. And of course, we'll talk a little bit about Shakespeare's view of the stage. Notice it is the actors on the stage in the drama. They bow, and then they disappear, right? Think about the power of seeing nature as a work of drama that's happening on the stage. What are we going to do with a poem like this at 2A? I think her argument is simple, that nature is an amazing drama, and we mustn't forget that. Can't help but think of other nature riddle poems that we've seen at 2B. Of course at 3A. I mean, think about it. Wordsworth's, what does he say? My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. I get happy when I see a rainbow, the majesty of nature. I mentioned Sir Walter Raleigh's What is Our Life? A Play of Passion. Remember what he asks? What is our life? A play of passion. Our mirth the music of division. Our mother's wounds the tiring houses be, where we are dressed for this short comedy. The earth the stage, heaven the spectator is, who sits and views whoso doth act amiss. The graves which hide us from the scorching sun are like drawn curtains when the play is done. Thus, playing post we to our latest rest, and then we die in earnest, not in jest. Now, of course, I mentioned Shakespeare, and Emily would want us to go here with the As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7, seven ages of man, it's often called. Remember these lines, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Finally, at 3B, what is your favorite sunset? What is your favorite sunset poem of Emily? And to what degree do you see nature as a drama? Thank you.